So what is a Basque burnt cheesecake? And why should you bother making it instead of making the good old cheesecake that you know and love? It's a little different. There's no crust. It's intensely caramelized on top, almost burnt, hence the name, and super creamy and custardy in the center, almost runny. It might be the best cheesecake you've ever had, and I might not be making any other kind anytime soon. It looks deceptively simple and easy, but it took me a few tries to get it right, and there are a few subtleties that I want to share with you. So let's roll! First of all, your wide and shallow spring form just won't cut it. You need the verticality for that center to remain creamy and custardy. Next, we'll line the pan with some parchment paper. Not one, but 2 layers. Offset the 2 sheets and press them down against the sides of the pan as neat and tight as you can. Okay, that's the pan ready. Let's make the filling. It's a cheesecake, so we're gonna need some cheese. You're always gonna be safe with Philadelphia. In my first attempt, I used mascarpone, and that didn't go very well. But for an entirely different reason. I didn't let the cheese come up to room temperature. But you will, because you're a good they-them, aren't you? And just for reference, here's cold cream cheese compared to room temperature cream cheese. We'll combine 430 grams of cream cheese and 120 grams of sugar, to which we're gonna add 3 eggs, one at a time. Mix in each egg until it's fully incorporated before adding the next one. At this point, I figured out a whisk would do a much better job at this. If you have a stand mixer and or are lazy, then you can use that for the whole process. A hand mixer works too. Once you're done flexing your one-hand egg cracking, add some vanilla and a big pinch of salt, as well as the juice of half a lemon. Let's try that again. I squeezed in the lemon juice in slow motion, which made me think that I should probably calm down things a little bit. And that's why I went back to the whisk to mix everything together. In a separate bowl, we're gonna pour 270 ml of heavy cream, but we're gonna start with just about a quarter of it. To that, we're gonna sift 20 grams of cake flour. And then, as we're mixing it, we're gonna incrementally add the rest of the cream, until we end up with a smooth, homogeneous mixture. Now we're gonna add the flour and cream mixture to our main bowl, mix everything together, and pour the cheesecake filling into our form. Give it a good tap to get rid of any bubbles on the surface, and it's ready to go in the oven. We're baking this cheesecake at 240 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes, but I'll tell you more on that in a little bit. What we're looking for is a deeply browned and caramelized top that's almost formed a crust. But the center should remain nice and jiggly when you give the form a little shake. Now comes the hard part. You have to let the cheesecake come down to room temperature and then throw it in the fridge for a few hours, or ideally overnight. Now, to go back to the cooking, if you want the middle on the runnier side, then bake it as we did at 240 for about 30 minutes. If you want it on the firmer side, which I don't know why you would, then bake it at 230 Celsius for about 35 minutes. You can see the difference between the two in the following shots. But for me, that center needs to be really soft and creamy, almost runny. It's the contrast between that caramelized, almost burnt top and the soft creamy center that makes this cheesecake what it is. Honestly, if you've never had it, you have to give this a try because it's really special. It'll probably take you more than one try to get it right, but your friends are gonna love you for those attempts. And they'll be asking for more, so keep practicing. Roll out.